Hi you guys, how you doing? All right, so let's talk a little bit about some stuff that's going on in the world. Um, I'm not sure what just happened to my video. It got blurry on me. So, anyways, let's talk about when I went down the rabbit hole. And I've learned that there was cloning going on, and there was all kinds of Luciferian stuff real big throughout the whole entire world, and that basically the world is ran by pedophiles and child sacrificial type people. And you could better believe the richer, the more probable it is. Um, like, for instance, like, why would Bill Gates, a guy that created a computer program, be able to tell or give instruction on whether people should get vaccines or not? That's just silly to me. And why people are asking questions about, like, if people are going to jail for the crimes they commit, like up in the elite status area. Well, I don't think it really matters whether they do or they don't, because anyone that's sold their soul, okay, let's talk about that for a minute. So people that sell their soul, back when I was doing my investigations, I came across George Bush talking about soul scalping, and I guess that was something like that really had transpired, is because the whoever is doing, whoever you sell your soul to, and they're in charge of this world, because this isn't our world. We're just here to save the world. The light within, let it shine, baby. So anyways, when you sell your soul, so this is what some of the stuff they do, from what I gather. They have like these little aliens, right? I don't know if they're aliens or what they are, but anyways, ain't gonna find me talking to one. Or maybe you would. I'd probably be asking, what the heck, what's going on? Anyways, so I guess they take this little thing and they stick it in your eye. And that's why a lot of people with the Black Eye Club, they have the black eyes. If you go look up the Black Eye Club, well, that's part of the soul scalping process, which is selling your soul. And then, so because the people want special power, so I guess some of it may entail, like, what happens is they put this thing in your eyeball, and anyone's more than welcome to correct me if I'm wrong, but this is just a little bit of research that I did. And the thing goes in their eyeball, and then it goes into the pineal area, and it bursts out into the pineal. But you basically sell your soul when you do that, because the pineal gland is the seat of the soul. And the Father knows everything we do, because he's within us. So he knows if we're seeking him, or if we're seeking money, or if we're seeking other things. So no need to try to lie to, ourselves, because he knows everything. And so when you sell your soul, they put that little thing in your eyeball, you end up with a black eye. Well, that's obvious. So you could go look up on the internet and show all the black eyes, and you'll see all the black eyes. And that's part of the soul scalping, soul selling process. And I kind of knew about, like, the whole selling your soul from a long time ago. Right after I was actually trying to get to Hollywood. Thank goodness I never made it. I ended up pregnant. That was a blessing in disguise, but very much wanted. So anyways, as they go through this process, and then they allow you to, like, you allow them to clone you and do that kind of stuff. So then they take from you, and they clone you, and they make more, and then you have like, it's just really weird, strange. You have to really look it up and check it out for yourself, because some of it's even hard for me to like kind of describe. And they all have this like little place they go, and it's just weird. And so, you know, when I was checking all this stuff out, I was like, what? Prior to September 23rd, 2017, I was like, what? This is not my world. This is not where I live. Like, this is not my kind of world. Like, I'm into like, let's live off the land and be free and love and hippie status. Karen, yes, here we are. And so I was like, cloning, what? That's a trip. And then I started seeing everybody coming out with cloning videos and just all kinds of crazy stuff. And then I saw that, you know, most of the elite people that are in Hollywood, you know, they actually do a lot of gross stuff to get to where they're at. You know, they give you a little bit of money, I guess, and then you get the taste of that money, like, oh yeah, I want more. So you keep going, and you're, you know, before you know it, you're signing your soul over. And oh, I pray for them. I pray that, you know, whatever. I just pray, because it's kind of sad, because you think about the person beforehand that went to Hollywood and didn't really know what it truly meant to have to go through that process. And, you know, you think about the person they were prior to that, and if they would actually want to have to do that in order to get to where they go. But I guess we all choose our path, and we all have a place in this world. So I'm not about to take any make a judgment on somebody that sold their soul, because they're going to already be judged by the Almighty when the time comes. But holy cow, could you imagine? I mean, of course, you know, I would love to have like my superpowers and activated. In fact, they already are, because love is the most powerful power ever. And let me tell you, oh boy, is it. It keeps anything bad away from you. I haven't had any bad encounters, and I thank the Almighty for that, because I've heard some pretty crazy stories out there. And so from the soul scalping and Bush, so then I was like, well, back when he died, and I think it was Bush Senior, and he had passed on, and I was like, no, he didn't just pass. Like, something took place. Like, there's a reason why envelopes were handed out at his funeral, and kind of like, you're all going down type envelopes. And I was like, oh, this is strange, because I was watching like a hawk, boy. I was watching like a hawk all the stuff that was happening around the time Trump was coming into presidency, because I was like, no, I just knew. I knew something was up. So that's why I went down the rabbit hole, and I started teaching myself to feast, and I was fasting and all this good stuff, watching the skies as usual, because I've always been a stargazer. And so I was just like, wow, okay, so I think that this is my real thought. Like, I feel like Bush was tribunaled because of something that was found out, and then or maybe not. Maybe they took him and remade him somewhere. I'm sure, you know, they got all that kind of crazy stuff going on in the elite system status quo thing. And it's like, what? There's all kinds of madness and craziness going on. I never thought I'd be talking about some of this. But anyway, so a lot of the people in Hollywood are definitely have been sold their souls, I can tell. So then when you start looking up all this stuff, it's like, oh my gosh. And then, okay, so then I'm like, some of my favorite actresses, I find out, are men. I'm like, what? No way. And Michelle Obama, a man? Are you kidding me? I would have never guessed until I started looking at the, like, I actually took a little, I don't know, like, took a lot of time and studied the different characteristics between a man's body and a woman's body and how you can tell the difference between them at like an eye's glance. So, because once I found out that some, there was just a lot of, what's it called again? Transgender stuff going on, which is, hey, to each his own. I'm not here to judge. But once I started learning that all these guys were turning into chicks and chicks into guys and yada, 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 I was like, what is going on? So then I started studying the human body and how to tell the difference in the hands and the face and the shoulders and the neck, like everything about the difference between a man and a woman. Because I am pretty much done being deceived by the world that we live in. And yeah, so then, oh my gosh, so I was watching Ellen DeGeneres, and this is probably one of my funniest conversations I've had with like my mom or somebody. I was talking about Michelle Obama and Ellen DeGeneres making a video and dancing on stage on the Ellen show. And well, when Michelle was dancing, I was like, what is that in her pants? And I had to actually look because I was like, what the heck? And I was like, no way. That is a cucumber. That is not, she is a man. What? And it kind of tripped me out. So I had to get second opinions, of course, and, other people's opinions. I know it's not like the greatest topic, but that's when I kind of learned that she was a man instead of a woman. And I was just like, what? So and then Joan Rivers came out, and I started seeking like other information on that. And Joan Rivers came out, and she said that, well, we all know we already have like the first gay president in the White House or something with Obama and Michelle. We all know Michelle's a man. And when Joan Rivers said that, and then she ends up dead a week later or in hiding a week later, whatever the case, I was like, oh, what? What did I just come across? It was kind of crazy. But, so down the rabbit hole I went. And I don't want to get into like the gruesome stuff that I've seen, but like Hillary Clinton being a high priestess and cutting girls' faces off and putting them on her own, and all this other crazy stuff. And why would people want to do that? Like, that's just not okay. And my iPad's messing up. But anyway, so it's just crazy. Like, when you sit back and think about what's really going on out there, it's like, okay, I've had enough of this one. So I'm just happy to know that I live in my little bubble, and I'm happy and I'm peaceful and I'm prayerful, and I pray for everyone, and I do love everyone, and I want everybody to stay safe and away from the system. I guess there was a reason I was a punk rocker when I was younger, because it was all about anti-government and not being part of the system. But then, of course, we grow up and we start having to work and be slave to the system. Well, that ended too. So, I think that the more awake people start getting and the more deep diving they do, they'll start seeing that this isn't their world. That this is the adversary's world. This isn't our world. This isn't where we belong. I know that we came here to save the world. So everybody, grab your capes because we getting busy. Just kidding, y'all. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, we just really need to stay focused on the Almighty and really just let Him take over our hearts and stay in meditation with Him, because I know some days are going to be coming upon us, and it's so if we're in the time of Son of Man, and it says in the as in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of Son of Man. Well, that means Noah was left here on earth. And when I had my experience a few years ago, I was magnetized to the earth. So I don't think I'm going anywhere, because as in the days of Noah, so shall it be for the days of the Son of Man, or in the time of Son of Man. So I would try to get as much truth in your brains as possible. I'm still doing it myself. I never stop seeking. I don't care if I made the mark already or not. I'm never going to stop seeking no matter what, because the Almighty keeps me seeking. And there's always something to find. There's always something to see. There's always something to learn. There's always something to do. And we need to really just stay on that path and take some time out. Go for a walk in nature and go have some fun. But remember, keep seeking, because the Father loves knowledge. And what you know internally can actually change your fate. So I love you guys. I'm gonna go for a minute, and I will talk to you soon. If you have any suggestions, or you want me to make any particular videos, send them over. I'll make them. I like talking about anything under the sun, out of the sun, over the sun, around the sun, everything that has to do with the sun. I'll make it just to make a video, because I like making videos when I have the time, of course. And so I'll talk to you guys later. This was kind of a more chillax video for me, which is kind of unusual, but I feel kind of chillax right now. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. And I'm going to have to edit this video because there's too much gray at the top. Anyways, I love you guys. I'll post it soon.